water flows through a pipe of area A1 with velocity V1. The pipe is sealed at the end. Is it lagging? Is my voice lagging for everyone? No, okay. I hope it stops lagging for you. Water flows through a pipe of area A1 with velocity V1. Voice is not clear for others as well. Clear है यार, जिनके लिए क्लियर नहीं है एक बार तुम्हारा नेट देख लो ना. Just try to use headphones and try to connect to a better internet, because almost everyone is saying कि clear है. Okay. Yeah, thanks guys. ये है water flows through a pipe of area A1 with velocity V1. The pipe is sealed at the end and N holes are made along the pipe for the water to come out and water a garden. Okay, so pipe is sealed at one end, N holes are made for the water to come out of the pipe. Find the speed with which water comes out from each from the holes, given that each hole has area A2. A very easy question. Very easy. Water flows through a pipe of area A1, velocity V1. Pipe is sealed at the end. 10 holes are made. Yes, सही है. पार सही है. दिया सही है. Shivang, just check. See, there are N holes made on the pipe. V1 गलत है. So water is flowing through a pipe of area A1 with velocity V1. Pipe is sealed at the end. Okay, so where is the water going? It's coming out through N holes of area A2. N holes of area A2. Find the velocity with which water comes out of those holes. शिवांग सही है, प्रत्याशा सही है. Yes, सार्थक, that into velocity अब सही है. ठीक है. Good. Anyone still figuring out? You want me to wait a little bit more? बता दो. Okay. आयुष सही है. Yes, I'll definitely discuss the answer. क्यों नहीं? है ना, जिनको नहीं आया ऐसा सोचो. What is the underlying equation? तन्मय सही है. And see the variables. क्या किसके बारे में बात हो रहा है? अच्छा, एरिया, वेलोसिटी, कुछ तो number of holes, velocity. So it seems like there's no pressure, there's no height, है ना? There's only area and velocity, and that seems like, I mean, with that that's your hint key. I mean, the underlying equation has to be your equation of continuity. And therefore now just visualize the scene. Vaishnav sahi hai. So now when you visualize this, Kushal sahi hai. When you visualize what's happening, equation of continuity, the incoming liquid, okay, is coming in at this rate. Itna volume of liquid is flowing in, A1, V1. That liquid is not flowing through the pipe now, but there are N holes out of which it's coming out. The volumetric flow rate through each hole is A2, V2. And because you have N holes, the total volumetric flow rate is Na2, V2. इतने रेट से पानी पाइप के बाहर आ रहा है और A1, V1 के रेट से पानी अंदर जा रहा है ना? By conservation of volume, A1, V1 is Na2, V2. That's it. Making V2 A1, V1 by Na2. Okay. So if you ever get this kind of sprinkler question, कितना speed से पानी hole से निकल रहा है, it's just going to be based on equation of continuity. ठीक है, we're just doing some, इतना ही था, that's it. इतना ही था, है ना? We're just doing some miscellaneous questions. Some are slightly easy, just giving you an idea, है ना? कभी इस पे कुछ ऐसा सवाल आया तो remember, I mean, this is the starting point. Let me know if you want me to wait on this page. Yes, we are taking HCV doubts after this. I have some 6-7 questions I want to wrap up with. उसके बाद HCV doubts लेंगे. ठीक है, कोई भी वेट नहीं बोल रहा. You'll always, अच्छा, due to sprinkling, won't the flow become turbulent? Guys, quite simple. First of you always will assume what do you say, laminar flow. You'll always assume that. Okay? Turbulent flow is absolutely not in your syllabus. So any question, always assume normal, ideal fluid, steady flow. Don't ever assume turbulent flow. Okay? And even otherwise, equation of continuity is not just dependent on the type of flow. I mean, equation of continuity has is ultimately based on conservation of volume. So if the liquid is incompressible, equation of continuity has to be valid. And liquid in general is incompressible. HCV, that is the name of an author, and that's the name of the author. It's a famous book that you will need for physics, especially for mechanics and electromagnetism. You are going to need that book. And NCERT काफी नहीं होगा because JEE का level थोड़ा ज़्यादा है. Even mains के हिसाब से I would recommend using either the HCV or DC Pandey. I can just ping me after class. We can talk about what are the good books for JEE Advanced. All right. So this question now, the boy, इसमें क्या है? The boy blows air parallel to the flag. ठीक है? एक मिनट पहले सवाल सुन लो. Boy blows air parallel to the flag over its right surface. ठीक है? So this is the right surface. He's standing on the right of the flag. That's the left surface. So parallel to the flag over its right surface, he blows his breath. He blows air over it. And the question is, towards which direction will the flag bend? ठीक है? Options are left and right, up down नहीं है ना. ये flag के surface के parallel blow कर रहा है. Towards which direction will it bend? ठीक है? Please don't guess. Use the physics that you know. Think. मतलब ऐसा JEE advanced या mains में ऐसा सवाल आ रहा है. Think and answer. Okay? एक second, I'm just replying to one of the students. एक second. He's blowing from the right. He's blowing from the right. Okay. एक second. Okay. So now that everyone's done thinking, what is the answer? All right. So you need to now again, before you guess, just understand. अच्छा एक चीज ये ध्यान दो कि he is not blowing on the side of the flag. He's not blowing on the flag. And if he was blowing on the flag, we would of course expect left. He's not blowing on the flag. All right. He is blowing parallel to the flag. And then this should remind you of some other case. Okay. Yes, I've let Gaurav in. Yes. This should remind you of some other case. Do you remember a case where over a surface, velocity, wind was blowing over a surface and that caused some kind of movement? Right? Wasn't that the same as, I mean, didn't we see that in a spinning ball? Didn't we see that in the flying of a plane? Right? When air went with different velocities on two different surfaces, it created some net kind of force. वो फंडा लगाना था. So if I analyze this from the front, I'm going to find key the velocity. Yes, अब सही answer आ रहा है. You know, the velocity on the right hand side is actually greater than the velocity on the left hand side because left hand side में breeze है ही नहीं, right hand side में breeze है. So velocity on the right hand side is greater, and yes, Sumit, velocity in the right hand side is greater, and therefore pressure on the left hand side is more by Bernoulli's theorem. जहाँ पे velocity ज्यादा रहेगा वहाँ पे pressure कम रहेगा because pressure plus half rho v square is constant plus rho gh also है ना. तो जहाँ पे velocity ज्यादा वहाँ पे pressure कम. ठीक है. तो VR ज्यादा है तो PL ज्यादा होगा. PL ज्यादा है तो ये वाला force dominate करेगा and will end up pushing the flag towards the right. ठीक है. तो maybe it seems a little counterintuitive if you try to imagine, but this is what actually happens. If you blow from this side, pressure over here will decrease and the flag will bend towards the right. You blow from the right hand side, flag will bend towards the right. Okay. VL के left में 0 लिखा है, that's 0. Okay, so any new question, है ना, always try to see if you can somehow relate it to some of the older questions. 0 कैसे आया? हवा था ही नहीं, हवा तो यहीं पे था. Left hand side में he was not blowing. VL is 0 or it's relatively lesser than VR. Breeze तो सिर्फ right hand side में था. Okay. Let me know when you're done with this. Yes, the arrows are indicating the direction of the forces. All right. So again, what you always figure out the velocity कहाँ पे ज़्यादा है, फिर opposite side का pressure ज़्यादा होगा, pressure into area's force. So with that direction drawn, knowing which pressure is greater, you know which force is going to be greater. वापस समझा देता हूँ. देखो, the guy blew from the right hand side, है ना. Right hand side में breeze था, तो right hand side पे जो velocity है, that is greater than left hand side का velocity because left hand side में breeze है ही नहीं, right hand side में breeze है. So air is a fluid over here. Air का velocity is greater on the right hand side. बर्नौलीज थ्योरम बोलता है कि प्रेशर प्लस रो जी एच प्लस हाफ रो वी स्क्वायर इज कांस्टेंट, है ना, मतलब जिसका वेलोसिटी ज्यादा है उसका प्रेशर कम होगा, जिसका वेलोसिटी ज्यादा है उसका प्रेशर कम होगा। तो प्रेशर कहाँ पे कम है? हायर स्पीड वाले पोर्शन में प्रेशर कम है, लोअर स्पीड वाले पोर्शन में प्रेशर ज्यादा है। सो वेयर द स्पीड इज लेसर देयर द प्रेशर इज मोर, उस साइड के कारण जो फोर्स लगेगा वो ज्यादा रहेगा, लोअर प्रेशर के कारण जो फोर्स रहेगा वो ज्यादा रहेगा। ओके, एंड लोअर साइड वाला जो प्रेशर है, I mean उसके corresponding force was trying to push the flag towards the right, so ultimately the flag moves towards the right. I'm reading one of your doubts, sir, but pressure should be applied perpendicular to the surface to produce a force in order to move it, but your air is blown parallel to the flag. Please understand one thing, your pressure has no direction. What do you mean pressure should be applied perpendicular to the force? Fluid का pressure has no specific direction. When I say कि यहाँ पे velocity ज्यादा है, I am saying कि यहाँ इस point पे pressure कम हो जाता है. That pressure has decreased. Okay, pressure will tell you the force that fluid's molecule will apply in all directions around it. Got it? हाँ, वो उस जगह का pressure कम हुआ, वो अपने सराउंडिंग पे जो भी फोर्स लगाएगा वो कम हो गया, वो दैट फ्लैग कुड बी एनीवेयर। ओके, इसका प्रेशर कम हो गया एंड वो जितने फोर्स से फ्लैग को पुश कर रहा है दैट्स लेसर देन दूसरे साइड पे जो मॉलिक्यूल्स है वो जितने फोर्स से पुश कर रहा है। दैट्स द आइडिया। लेट मी नो इफ यू आर डन। Okay, try this one. Okay, so I have an air bubble. The bubble was initially at the bottom of this tank, and that bubble is going to rise to the surface. All right, so I've given you a tank जहाँ पे pressure is P atm, density is rho, and height is h. Okay, these quantities are given. Find the ratio of the initial and final radii of the spherical air bubble. Air bubble पहले नीचे था and then it rises and reaches the top. Find the ratio of the initial and final radii. It's not in static equilibrium. Equilibrium में नहीं है, ऊपर जा रहा है. एयर क्या एयर बबल में बॉयंट फोर्स ऊपर से लगेगा, क्यों? हाँ आयुष, यस, स्टैटिक इक्विलिब्रियम है और एयर बबल में बॉयंट फोर्स ऊपर से क्यों लगेगा? बॉयंट फोर्स ऑलवेज अपवर्ड. Is the bubble touching the bottom? How does it matter? It's close to the base when it starts. तो ऊपर की तरफ लगेगा तुम बोल रहे हो? That's what you mean. Buoyant force ऊपर की तरफ लगेगा, of course. ऊपर से लगेगा उसका मीनिंग अलग हुआ ना. ऊपर से लगना मतलब ऊपर वाला पानी तो नीचे पुश कर रहा है, नेट ऊपर की तरफ लगेगा. हाँ, so you'll have to make a fair assumption. In a question like this, think what you can assume. Hint is, it's fair to assume that the entire process is an isothermal process. Yeah, It's fair to assume that the temperature is not changing. Anyways, और कुछ ज़्यादा दिया नहीं है ना, so you have to assume temperature is not changing. Remember, slow processes in general are typically isothermal. यश सही है. Yes, कुशाग्रा, you can do that. ऋग्वेद सही. ऋग्वेद मतलब ठीक है, सही है. तूने एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन शायद आंसर नहीं किया, कुछ और बताया. 2:1 is wrong. 2:1 is wrong. This is also a question you can sometimes see in physical chemistry. Ideal gas में कभी ऐसा सवाल आ सकता है. Your hint is air bubble, है ना? It's a treat your air bubble as an ideal gas. That's your hint. Treat it as an ideal gas. You're not given temperature, so it's fair to assume that it's an isothermal process. It's fair to assume that the liquid in a glass has the same temperature throughout. It's a very fair assumption. जीरो से जीरो कैसे आ रहा है यार? मुझे दिख रहा है कुछ साइज, और हाफ काफी लोग का आ रहा है. I don't know what you guys are doing to get half. Niranjani, that's right. Very nice. Discuss करो या let me know if you need more time. Waiting. चलो. One is two, one is wrong, three is wrong. आयुष सही है. Four is to one. Yeah, it will depend on H and all. Your answers, no, are not involving the. Very nice. Your answers are not involving the things given in the question. Okay. So देखो, I'll just maybe walk you through. ऋग्वेद सही है. इसमें देखो क्या है कि कहाँ गया है? 74 पे थे ना. yes, रुद्रा भी सही है, और कुशल दैट्स वॉल्यूम, बट या उसका रूट सही आ जाए. देखो इसमें क्या है, when you see a question like this, see when you get a question in the exam as well, you're not going to get a warning ki this question is from this chapter, this concept. And at the back of your mind, all the basic concepts should be present. And when you see a question like this, you try and join the dots, try and analyze. Now I won't be there in the exam to give you hints. Okay? And especially दो line wale solution wale questions, you don't want to lose marks there. How do you approach a question like this? Think, baat, at least list what is given. अच्छा रेडियस के बारे में कुछ पूछा है, और क्या पता है, हमें पता है कि ऐसा ऊपर जाते जाते प्रेशर somehow changes. Radius of a sphere, मतलब radius closely links with volume. So then is there any way that volume and pressure are connected? अच्छा volume किसका, volume ये air का, pressure किसका, तो pressure फर्क नहीं पड़ता, because जो पानी का pressure होगा, yes, जो पानी का pressure होगा वो ही एयर का प्रेशर होगा, है ना, बाय न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ. जो प्रेशर पानी एयर पे लगाता है, एयर पानी पे लगा रहा है. सो इन अ वे वी हैव नाउ रियलाइज कि समहाउ I should think of a relation between volume of the air bubble and pressure at that point, or in other words pressure of the air bubble. I know how pressure changes. Can I relate pressure of the gas therefore to volume of the gas? And you can, right? If you think of the process, कुछ temperature नहीं दिया, you normally, I mean, a process like this, slowly it's rising, you'll always assume it's an isothermal process. है ना? So given that it's an isothermal process, you'll have to conserve, given that it's an isothermal process, PV initial is PV final. That's what you'll have to apply. So assume the process is isothermal. Because you'll definitely assume कि at least water's temperature has to be uniform. Why should that be changing? You'll assume that कुछ दिया नहीं है also how water's temperature is changing. So you'll assume water's temperature is uniform. This is a fair assumption. These are some things which are not mentioned, which you'll have to assume. So if the process is isothermal, you also know कि pressure of water is equal to the pressure of air. है ना? So pressure of water is equal to the pressure of air by Newton's third law. So pressure of water is equal to pressure of air. Okay. Now we know that because it's an isothermal process, volume of air into pressure of air is constant. मतलब V initial upon V final for air is P final by P initial. Now finally it's at the top. At the top pressure is P ATM. Air का pressure है पानी का pressure. नीचे initially it's at the base. Over there pressure is P ATM plus rho GH. Volume links to radius, है ना? So this is actually 4 by 3 pi काट दो तो RI cube upon RF cube is VI upon VF, है ना? तो RI cube upon RF cube. तो यहाँ से तुम्हें RI upon RF आ गया. तो RI by RF initial to final radii, the ratio is the same term. Raised to 1 by 3. Okay? So after the solution, I mean, of course, everything seems simple. And normally you'll sometimes have questions with short solutions. The only thing is, if the question is brand new, you know, be confident in your Newton's laws, be confident in your basic concepts. Try to analyze question किस variable के बारे में बात कर रहा है ना? क्या वेरिएबल्स इन्वॉल्व है, क्या मुझे पता है साफ साफ, क्या है ना, व्हाट इज द एग्जामिनर ट्राइंग टू टेस्ट. Try to think of those things. How radius linked to volume. We knew pressure. मतलब कहीं ना कहीं he is expecting me to link pressure and volume. Then suddenly it clicks. अरे गैस है अंदर, एयर है, एयर का प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम लिंक्ड है ना. वापस समझा देता हूँ. देखो क्या है ना, यहाँ पे द मेन क्वेश्चन वाज रिलेट रेडियस और फाइंड द चेंज इन रेडियस एज इट गोज अप. वी नो कि प्रेशर चेंजेस एज इट गोज अप. वो बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से आता है हमें. I know pressure at the bottom, I know pressure at the top. है ना, that is what this chapter is about. But now, I also, if you think a little bit, मुझे पानी का प्रेशर पता है. Isn't water's pressure at any instant going to give me air's pressure? The pressure inside the air bubble, right? It's going to link. Now, you will learn. So, यहाँ पे you will learn in surface tension, because I didn't teach you surface tension. So, and a surface tension is part of another chapter. So you learn in surface tension कि इसमें फिर एक और term आ जाता है, थोड़ा और interesting हो जाता है ना, when surface tension is included. But फिलहाल we are ignoring the effects of surface tension in this chapter, so that's not there. But you will find कि अब with the basic idea that you know pressure of water is equal to pressure of air. That said, as this bubble starts to rise, you know, you will have, in fact, I think I should just add that line. Ignore surface tension, which is not a big deal for you now because you anyways don't know it. But after learning surface tension, you know, when you come to this question, you'll get confused. कि यार यहाँ पे surface tension consider क्यों नहीं किया? So I'll just add this line. तुम भी add कर लो. Don't worry about what it means. But later, when you learn surface tension, come back, you'll understand कि, you know, over here in this question, I've specifically asked you to ignore it. So ignoring surface tension, not knowing what it means, naturally अंदर का pressure और बाहर का pressure दोनों बराबर हो रहा है. अब because ये दो pressure बराबर है, then we get कि PV is constant. PV is constant मतलब Q constant है because it's an isothermal process. है ना, तो फिर वहां से पता चल गया कि वॉल्यूम्स का जो रेशियो है उसका उल्टा रेशियो प्रेशर्स का है. तो V initial upon V final is P final by P initial because it's an isothermal process. And P final is pressure at the top. Finally, the bubble is at the top. ऊपर का pressure is P ATM. P initial is pressure at the bottom. P ATM plus rho GH. Volume को लिखा radius के cube के terms में 4/3 pi काट दिया. तो समझा, वहां से क्यूब रूट लेके आंसर आ गया. रेडियस रेडियाई का रेशियो. Did that answer whoever asked me to repeat? Does this answer your doubt? Okay. That's the final answer. मैंने पूछा है रेडियाई का रेशियो, तो फाइनल आंसर है ये वाला. रेडियाई का रेशियो पूछा, ये पूछा, ये आंसर हो गया. Everything was given. P ATM rho GH was given in the question. उसके टर्म्स में आंसर आ गया. Yeah, the variables were given in the question. I don't know why you guys were trying to answer in terms of a number. Variables were given. The answer depended on those variables. ये भी सिंपल है, जस्ट है ना. ये भी आंसर कर लो फटाफट. The submarine has a window of area A. Find the net force on the window, excluding what is applied by the frame. Depth is h. Density is rho. Yes, Ayush, that's probably true. Is it Shivang? Oh, okay. ऋग्वेद सही है and Rudra सही है. If I've not acknowledged your answer, like Rudra, that's not the complete answer. ऋग्वेद सही है. अब तक सिर्फ ऋग्वेद का आंसर सही है. कुशल का आंसर सही है. थोड़ा सा ट्रिक है, थोड़ा है ना, बियॉन्ड द बुक, विजुअलाइज अ लिटिल बिट. रुद्रा सही है. कूल, गुड, सही है. Now, you may not have been in a submarine, of course, but you've been in an airplane. Some of you are saying 0 as the window doesn't break. For you guys, I've written this. Yeah, तुम लोग के लिए ही मैंने ये लिखा है. Excluding what is applied by the frame. My goodness, one of you has actually been in the Navy. Been in a submarine. Crazy. So think, what would be the pressure inside? You've not been in a submarine. Imagine, right? If the human has to operate there, what should be the air pressure inside? And also, like, for instance, what is the air pressure if you're inside a plane? Shivank, your answer is correct. Kushagra, I think सही है. I think in multiplication होना चाहिए था. Sanika सही है. Now I think you guys are getting it. But divide क्यों कर रहा है आयुष? तन्मय सही है. Alright, so basically, I mean, a lot of you even answered correctly, but you were not answering the net force. The idea is actually when a submarine is underwater, right, because there are humans operating inside this submarine, the air pressure they'll always try to maintain an air pressure of PATM. So when the minute you look at a window, I think that, okay, the minute you look at, the minute you look at a window, your window is going to experience three forces. On one hand, water is going to apply a force of, what you guys answered correctly, water will apply a force of PATM plus rho GH into area. Okay, so water's force will be PATM plus rho GH into area. The submarine ka internal pressure will apply a force of PATM into area. This is what some of you missed. All right, because there are people operating inside. So I was talking about net force. There were three forces. Ek, the fluid outside is applying some force. Second, the fluid inside, yani ki air is applying some force. And naturally, the third one would have been, whatever is holding that window, that also would have been applying some force. Had I just told net force, answer would have been 0, which some of you were trying to answer. But I didn't mention net force. I said the force apart from what the support is applying. So then that leaves you with the force applied by the inner fluid and the force applied by the outer fluid ka resultant. And in this case, we get rho GH times area. So the net force is the subtraction of these two. The net force is rho GH area. implying that this actually depends only on gauge pressure. So it actually depends on the gauge pressure. It doesn't depend on the absolute pressure, but depends on how much that pressure is above the atmospheric pressure. It depends only on the gauge pressure at that depth, not the absolute pressure. Sometimes I've seen some small in an MCQ, especially for an advanced level. Questions like this can be like one part of an MCQ. So one option in a multiple correct MCQ section. So don't get these wrong. Any airplane का भी case में भी है ना, you have the cabin का अंदर का pressure is always P80. In fact, in the case of an airplane, अंदर का pressure is more than बाहर का pressure, because as we go up, atmospheric pressure decreases. So on a whole, the window in an airplane is experiencing an outward force, not an inward force, which you might have seen also in movies, like the door breaks and all, you're all going to fly out of the plane because the cabin inside the plane is pressurized. Whereas outside, relatively, है ना, काफी कम pressure है, vacuum जैसा scene है, relatively काफी कम pressure है. Okay, कोई लिख रहा है? हो गया? 2-3 और question है. Okay, this is a nice one. This is an interesting one. Here, draw the way the objects will look under the accelerated motion. See, especially now, I of course expect you to know how water will look and know how the pendulum will look. But I especially want to draw how the helium balloon will also look and describe it to me as well. At least tell me whether the helium balloon will go towards the right or will it go towards the left when this, what do you say, when the struck accelerates. I'm teaching, guys. Get doubts nahi hai. I'm asking these questions. These are some conceptual questions we want to clarify before wrapping up the chapter. Of course, there will be pseudo forces. Come on. Yes, Ayush. Yes. Yes. Rugved. Sahi hai. Good. Nice. Shreyash. Nice. Okay, I'm getting a mixture of answers. Some answers are right, some answers are wrong. I'll leave you in a little bit of suspense till I confirm the answer. Just repeating the question. Question is just, I want you to draw. It's okay if you don't comment as well. Just draw and think of how this situation will look when the truck accelerates. I've not drawn a correct diagram. This is not how the things will look once the truck is accelerating. Okay, so this is how it would look when it's not accelerating. But if the truck accelerates, how will these objects look? That was the question. Okay, so specifically, um, specifically, you can describe the water's motion as whether it goes towards the right or it goes towards the left. Pendulum's motion as whether it swings towards the right or towards the left. And the same thing for the helium balloon, whether it goes towards the right or it goes towards the left. And honestly, I'm looking for the balloons answer. है ना? I don't expect at this stage anyone to get water and pendulum wrong. वो तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए गलत. वो तो पता होना चाहिए. Of course, balloon is tied. यार दिख रहा है balloon, नहीं तो उड़ेगा ना ऊपर. It's tied to the floor. Okay. Let's see. What are the answers? So, So I think everyone is answering left for the pendulum, and that should be correct because of your pseudo force. Yeah, your inertia के कारण pendulum पीछे की तरफ जाएगा. That's absolutely correct. Water का, I hope everyone was trying to say this, because if you remember, we have looked at this as well. We said G effective left की तरफ, left और नीचे की तरफ आएगा, है ना? तो G effective का direction ऐसा होगा. Okay, so water ऐसा जाएगा, and your balloon. Now this is where a lot of people went wrong. The balloon will not go behind. The balloon will not go behind. Okay. What is actually going to happen is, have a look at, because actually what's happening is, when you're seeing the balloon is going behind, you're just applying a pseudo force on the mass of the balloon. What you're failing to take into account is that because of the pseudo force, buoyancy due to the air is also changed. है ना? Earlier जैसे gravity के केस में क्या होता है? Normally air is pressed down, water is pressed downward, so your buoyant force is in that direction. Now as the air is going to be pressed in this direction, it's going to apply a buoyant force towards right. है ना? Air is pressed downward, so it applies a buoyant force upward, which holds the balloon in place. The air is also pressed towards the left, which means it's going to apply a buoyant force towards the right. Now we don't know whether the pseudo force is bigger or the buoyant force is bigger. You can resolve it easily, but let me just make it very simple for you. Okay, think about G effective. Now when we drew this diagram, we said ki, we have two accelerations playing the part of G inside this chamber. We have G itself, and we have our pseudo force acceleration, which behaves just like G. For all purposes, it behaves just like G. इसके कारण भी force होता है M into this. G के कारण भी force होता है M into G. So this behaves just like G, making G effective. All right. So gravity is effectively now in this direction. Inside the chamber, G effective is in this direction. And we have gone over this earlier. We have said कि our water has to be perpendicular to G effective, and our balloon has to be, our pendulum has to be along G effective. Think about a simple situation. In a normal situation, when G is vertically downward, what do we expect to see? We expect to see water horizontal, We expect to see the pendulum vertical. We expect to see the balloon also vertical. The balloon is along G. Balloon is along G. If you tilt the balloon, gravity is pulling the balloon down, but the buoyant force is dominating, and that tries to bring the balloon back up. You know? So balloon is always along G. In fact, you can understand that the balloon has a tendency to move opposite G. It's because of the string that is not flying up. But in what direction does it have a tendency to move? It has a tendency to move opposite G. Analyze a normal simple situation and now extend to this truck. Given that the balloon has a tendency to move opposite G, given that inside that accelerating truck, G effectively looks like this. Now, in which direction is our balloon really going to move? It's going to move opposite G effective. And because it tries to move opposite G effective, you'll find your helium balloon bend forward. It tries to move in that direction. G effective के opposite move करने की कोशिश करता है. It's going to bend forward. It's going to bend towards the right. And it's going to be along the same line as our pendulum. Both are going to be along the G effective wala line. That is how your helium balloon will look. And what has happened over here? Though all those who answered left, why did you get that wrong? You were only picturing pseudo force. You were not picturing the buoyant force. The buoyant force is also changed because of this, because the air is also pressed like this. The air now experiences a buoyant force, applies a buoyant force in that direction. And helium being lighter than air, buoyant force was dominating over any pseudo force or gravitational force helium experiences. Therefore, helium was actually pulled towards the right. Now, that's the most accurate explanation. But yeah, a good way to remember this is it has to be opposite G effective. This tries to move along G effective. The helium balloon moves in the opposite direction, tries to move opposite G effective. And as it tries to move opposite G effective, it will end up bending forward. Got it? Some of you are saying this was shown in Street Genius. Okay, in a show called Street Genius. Yeah, I'm sure if you try to look for any experimental demonstration of this, I think you'd find it easily. Yes, this is similarly the pendulum also, Jesse pendulum had a tendency to move along the G effective. Had it not been tied to the string, you cut the string, the ball is not going to fall down. It's going to fall like this. All right. As I said, for all practical purposes, even projectile motion, all practical purposes, that is G inside this container. That is behaving like gravity inside this container. So, like your pendulum has a tendency to be, the ball has a tendency to fall along gravity, and therefore your string ends up being vertical, where say this has a tendency to move opposite gravity and it ends up also being vertical. More specific than vertical, they both end up being parallel to G. So in this case, you can see it being parallel to G effective. So what if there is any other gas other than helium? Not simple, but gas, that depends, no? Like if it's a gas lighter than nitrogen, so if it's a gas lighter than nitrogen, it will try to float. It has to be lighter, buoyancy dominate karna chahiye. Why does a helium balloon go up? Because helium is lighter than nitrogen and oxygen again. That's why it goes up. Thanks, Ayush. And that said, can you really have a gas lighter than nitrogen? I don't think so, right? Helium भी एक हो गया. So helium is the only option. All other gases का balloon बन ही नहीं सकता. They'll all fall down because they'll all be heavier than air. Maybe a pure nitrogen balloon can go up because air is nitrogen and oxygen, etc. So है ना? So pure nitrogen balloon could go up. Okay, cool. Done with this page. Anyone saying wait? So with this, I've built up to a slightly better question. Please. Hydrogen balloon. Yeah, we forgot hydrogen. Provided it's stable. Hydrogen be of course. Helium is of course safer. You won't give kids hydrogen balloons. So try this question. A stone weighing 10 grams, having density 4 gram per cc, is weighed underwater in an elevator, accelerating upwards with an acceleration of 10 meter per second square. Find the measured weight. Come on. Is the elevator underwater? अरे यार, कुछ भी is stone is weighed underwater in an elevator accelerating upwards. यार मतलब elevator के अंदर there is a system, there's a weighing machine, and the stone is being weighed. Yeah, the question is a stone weighing 10 grams, having density so and so, is weighed underwater. Okay, it's weighed underwater in an elevator accelerating upward with an acceleration of 10 meter per second square. Find the measured weight. Find the measured weight. See, the language of the question is enough. I'll make the diagram, but don't wait for me. See, that's WM. Yeah, that's weighing machine. Weighing machine. Okay, please don't spend time coloring in your books. Take GS10 यार, please take GS10. और मेरा सवाल है measured weight. आंसर तो ग्राम्स में आना चाहिए. and take GS10 in my class. Measured weight, है ना? तो I mean, it's a weight लिखा है, but it means we are using a weighing machine. So our answer has to be similar to this. It has to be in grams. Let me make that better. Find the measured mass. So if you've taken GS10, that answer is not correct. 0 is wrong. यार ये अच्छा क्वेश्चन, थोड़ा आराम से करो. देखो, लिखो व्हाट ऑल इज गिवन, क्या क्या तुम निकाल सकते हो. यार तुम्हारा बॉयन फोर्स का फॉर्मूला क्या है? रो वी सबमर्ज इनटू जी. golden rule, you go to any place where G changes its value and it becomes G effective. In every formula where you had G earlier, replace G with G effective. You want buoyant force inside an elevator, replace G with G effective. 2500 kg. यार मेरा 10 ग्राम का पत्थर है. क्या कर रहे हो? इतना बड़ा आंसर. पत्थर 10 ग्राम का है. A lot of you are getting 17.5. Have you adjusted for the buoyant force? Those getting 17.5. buoyant force में G effective लिया है या नहीं? पूर्णा का सही आ गया. वेरी नाइस. पूर्णा सही है आंसर. ट्वेंटी गलत है. 125 गलत है. 20 में पानी यूज किया ही नहीं है. पानी नहीं होता तो आंसर 20 होता ना. सीन दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. पानी नहीं होता तो आंसर 20 होता. एट 8.5 गलत है. श्रेयाश वेरी नाइस. शिवांक वेरी नाइस. गुड. 8. Please also थोड़ा एक बार when I explain ना the answer, identify what went wrong. Okay? Make sure you identify what went wrong. 8 and 7.5 is wrong. Try to figure out, you know, when I write what you did different. मैं तुम्हें हिंट भी दिया. पहले जी इफेक्टिव निकालो. जी इफेक्टिव निकालने के बाद सॉल्व दिस एज अ नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन. नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन. वेइंग मशीन का रीडिंग. वेइंग मशीन करता क्या है? नॉर्मल बाय जी मेजर करता है. कौन सा जी? G equal to 10. Okay, that doesn't magically change. The way the weighing machine works cannot change if you put it inside an elevator. है ना, उसका कैलकुलेशन सब फिक्स्ड हो जाता है. वो नॉर्मल मेजर करके 10 से डिवाइड करता है. यस, सार्थक एंड दिशा वेरी नाइस. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली अब सवाल क्या है? नॉर्मल रिएक्शन निकाल दो, उसके बाद 10 से डिवाइड करो. 8.5 ही गलत है. नॉर्मल रिएक्शन कैसे निकालते हो? ऐसा क्वेश्चन एक किया है. वेट और बॉइंट फोर्स के कारण नॉर्मल फोर्स हमने निकाला है है ना, when an object sinks normal force by the flow निकाला है. इसमें बस चैलेंज क्या है, चैलेंज बस इतना है कि G is not 10 anymore. When you try to find weight and buoyancy, G is not 10, G is something else. G is G effective. How difficult is it to substitute G as G effective? Let me know if you want me to wait, otherwise I'll explain. बता दो. बता दो. पहले तो एक काम करते हैं, G effective है ना, I hope. अच्छा चलो, I'll wait for 1 more minute. $200 is wrong. 150. Did you forget to divide by 10? Answer is 15. Yeah, 100 is wrong. 15 is right. Okay. So take a look. When all those who got different answers, just try to check what you have done wrong. Okay. So, पहले तो G effective. Okay. So this is the combination of two vectors. One is G itself. Okay. So G effective is actually your G vector plus your pseudo force wala acceleration vector. My G effective, G vector is 10 downwards. My pseudo force wala acceleration is also 10 downwards. Okay, this is the pseudo force wala acceleration, PF. If you want, you can call it pseudo acceleration. 10 downward, G effective हो जाएगा 20 downward. Okay. All right. फिर इसके बाद G effective आने के बाद अब M का FBD बनाओ. तो M का FBD में है ना, there are, if this is M, I have 3 forces acting. One is my gravitational force. अब G के जगह क्या लिखूंगा, G effective. Then as I look around the object, I can see water, है ना. So water के कारण there is my buoyant force and there's my normal reaction by the floor. So these are my 3 forces. Buoyant force. अब buoyant force का formula हो जाएगा rho V submerged into G. अब G की जगह क्या आएगा, G effective. Rho V submerged into G effective. Okay. But if you look carefully, अच्छा ये रो किसका है, रो ऑफ द लिक्विड, ये रो ऑफ वाटर जगह बनाते हैं. रो ऑफ वाटर वी सबमर्ज G इफेक्टिव, दैट्स माय buoyant force. ठीक है. नाउ यू कैन आल्सो सी कि रो वाटर इनटू वी सबमर्ज इज एक्चुअली टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ द सॉलिड, बिकॉज है ना, जितना सॉलिड का वॉल्यूम है पूरा का पूरा सबमर्ज है. volume of the solid is not given to me, but I can find that. Q, because volume of the solid is going to be mass of the solid upon density of the solid. है ना? Mass of the solid upon density of the solid, which becomes rho water, rho solid times weight. This is weight. Okay, weight. And I know my density. So if I know my weight, I can find my buoyant force, because buoyant force is rho water, rho solid, rho water by rho solid into weight. Okay. की चीज क्या था, यहाँ पे G effective की जगह G लेना है. Okay. हाँ, one of you in finding buoyancy, you took the density of the solid instead. हाँ, watch out for those things. Though I'm curious, if you take the density of the solid, you'll get this itself. तो तब है ना, कट के नॉर्मल 0 आता था, and that could be your hint कि you have done something wrong. Okay. तो यहाँ पे weight is, so M is 10 grams. You want to work in grams, you can continue working in grams. So weight is 10g into 20. ठीक है, 10g into 20. Buoyant force is going to be, है ना, to avoid confusion. So to avoid confusion, I'll just write this as 10 grams. नहीं यार, रहने दो. So 10 grams into 20. Similarly, buoyant force is going to be rho water, rho solid. Ab rho water is 1, but the rho of a solid is 4. So 1 by 4 times my weight. Buoyant force is 1 by 4 times weight. है ना? तो weight was 10 grams into 20. है ना? यहाँ पे so weight was actually 200 grams. यहाँ पे buoyant force becomes 1 by 4th, 1/4 of 200. So buoyant force becomes 50 grams. In fact, यहाँ पे this is not mass. ठीक है? This is the exact units is into 10 power minus 3 Newton. I hope you don't get confused with the units. Normal reaction, ठीक है? In fact, ये लिख लेता हूँ, grams meter per second square. Normal reaction है that minus this. The normal reaction is weight minus buoyancy, so it becomes 150 grams into meter per second square, G का. ठीक है? फिर रीडिंग ऑफ अ वेइंग मशीन. अब इसमें कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए. फिर कुछ लोग को लगता है कि अरे वेइंग मशीन का रीडिंग लेते वक्त इंस्टेड ऑफ टेकिंग नॉर्मल बाय जी, should I take normal by G effective? Please understand, this has been designed when the weighing machine was made. That design cannot change. है ना? So when the weighing machine was made, this had some value. That design cannot change. So यहाँ पे this is never G effective. This is always the original value of G. Okay, so this is always going to be 150. There's always going to be 10. This is 150 grams meter per second square divided by 10 meter per second square, giving you 15 grams is your answer. Okay, if the units was confusing, you could have written everything in SI units. You could have taken this as 0.01 वगैरह, and you could have worked in Newton. समझ में आया क्या किया यहाँ पे? Okay. To remember this, please. You can't, as I said, we can't really, if you have to solve every single question type, we'll be doing fluids for weeks and weeks, because anyone can create a brand new question. And even if you think you have spent a lot of time getting new question types, they can always create an even newer one. So you need to just try to remember some standard questions that you've done. You need to remember you're learning from it. Like over here, one big learning is how to deal with buoyant force when you're in an accelerating chamber. Buoyant force, ये example और पिछले example से समझ में आना चाहिए. Buoyant force depends on G effective, and that also changes with G effective. Okay, last question. I'm done. This is the last question I want you to think about. Is is that advanced level? I would, मतलब advanced मतलब I wouldn't say it's tough. Tough तो नहीं था. Advanced level can be tougher than that. If you sort it out with a basic idea कि G के जगह G effective लेना है, then you'll realize it's not a tough question. Nor weighing machine क्या करता है, and normal force कैसे निकालना है. So those three individual parts were actually quite simple. मैं थोड़ा units में I think. Achha, why is the measured weight, one of you saying, why is the measured weight not 150 only? Please actually understand, your weighing machine doesn't measure normal reaction. Weighing machine reports mass. It does not actually report weight. If I put a 10 kg object, जिसके कारण normal reaction will be 100, तो weighing machine normal reaction measure करके normal को G से divide करके आंसर देता है. तो 100 न्यूटन डिवाइडेड बाय 10 न्यूटन का आंसर देता है, 10 kg का आंसर देता है. That is how it is described, designed. ठीक है, measures normal reaction and divides it by G and gives the answer. Why didn't we divide by G effective यार? ये भी समझो बाबा. This is set when the weighing machine is designed. ये weighing machine का अंदर का mechanism है. Weight है ना वो, it's a device. It measures normal reaction, divides by 10. सिंपल सा डिवाइस है, डिवाइड्स बाय 10. वो थोड़ी डिवीजन चेंज करेगा जब तुम एलिवेटर के अंदर जाओगे. इट्स नॉट सेंसिंग G and dividing by that. It's just dividing by 10. It's a very simple device. ठीक है, उसके स्केल में 10 लिखने के जगह 1 लिखते हैं, वैसा है. So it's always going to divide by 10. It's not going to divide by anything else. Okay, interesting question. ठीक है, the last one. I have 3 vessels, okay, of these shapes. You might have seen something like this in the HCV also. 3 vessels, I think in the objective section maybe, but let's do it in a comprehensive way. So I have 3 questions, 3 vessels of these 3 shapes. Base ka area is always the same in all 3 cases. I want you to compare 2 things. Compare the force applied by the liquid on the base. किसी का आंसर आ भी गया, वाह, देखता हूं. Compare the force applied by the liquid on the base. Compare the normal force applied by the table. Okay, now don't say where is the table. थोड़ा imagine करो, है ना, this is on a table. तो table जो normal reaction apply करेगा वो भी compare करो. ठीक है, so force applied by liquid on the base and normal reaction applied by the table. Okay, compare them in two cases. One, if all the vessels are filled to the same height, and two, if all the vessels are filled with the same volume. Okay, try karo. Shivang, I'm checking your answer. वाह यार शिवांग, सही है, वेरी नाइस। इतना जल्दी कैसे किया? नाइस, गुड। But you know exactly what these quantities are. Good. Okay, nice. Uh, Sanika, Sanika, you'll have to check it again. It's not correct. Pratyasha, yes, okay, that's correct. So apply that. Vaishnav, सही है. But I hope that's for the first option. And वो B का भी first option है. Okay, fine, सही है. श्रेयास थोड़ा गलत है. और गाइस आंसर बताते वक्त थोड़ा 1A ऐसा हाँ, दोनों पूरा इंडेक्स दे दो. 1A 2A वैसा. Yash, all correct. Very nice. Good. Samarth, that's not entirely true. Area is one factor. There's one more factor which you have to consider. And a height also has to be considered. Kushal, if you're answering A का part 2, फिर सही है. Sahil, that's not correct. Vaishnav, that's correct. Sanika, that's correct. Kushagra, तो I mean, you're giving the correct formulas, but now, है ना, and ignore PATM and all. PATM से anyways comparison में तो फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं, but of course you can PATM मिलाना सही है, no problem. But now apply the concept. इसमें एक problem है. The second thing you're saying is not right. Okay, normal is not force. it's not, I mean, you should realize that these two are not the same. It's not the same actually. They mean two different things. Stable अलग force लगा रहा है, पानी base पे अलग force लगा रहा है. तन्मय 1A is wrong. आयुष सही है. आयुष 1B is wrong. Okay, 2B. यार मैं कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ सबका पढ़ के. Should I write the answer for you to cross check? I'll not explain it. You still try to see if it makes sense. Yeah. So 1A is same for all. 1B is 1 greater than 2 greater than 3. 2A is 1 lesser than 2 lesser than 3. 2B is same for all. If you're getting this, tell me I got this. Okay? Good, Pratyasha. You completely misunderstood the question. I mean, that will always be one thing to be, yeah, there will always be a challenge. You have to be very alert. Physics is going to require good comprehension skills. Look at the commas, structuring of the language. Yeah. Okay, some of you got one part wrong, didn't understand. Don't worry, I'll explain. And actually, the key is the whole, to crack it down, you just need to understand what these depend on. Kushal, very nice. What these actually depend on. 1B and 2A got interchanged. Okay, what do they depend on? देखे? Discuss कर ले. In fact, one of you tried writing the formula. And that was actually the right approach. First, at least try writing the formula. है ना? Rather than looking at this as several questions, alag question, just try writing the formula. Like, what could be the first one actually? What is the first one actually? It's saying force applied by liquid on the base. So, force applied by liquid on the base has to be pressure at the base into area of the base. So when you look at this nicely, this actually comes out to be rho g h into area, means it depends only on the height. Area to सबके लिए same है. It depends only on the height, and maybe I'll write area as well. Kabhi kabhi kuch question mein they'll vary the area. So it depends only on the height and the area. What does this not depend on? The answer to this question does not depend on volume. Does not depend on volume. Does not depend on the shape. Yes. Does not depend on the शेप पे तो एक्चुअली डायरेक्टली कुछ भी डिपेंड नहीं करता है डायरेक्टली, है ना, बट या दिस डेफिनेटली डज नॉट डिपेंड ऑन द वॉल्यूम. Out of the two things that you're doing, and does not depend on the volume. The second one that we are trying to understand is weight by the normal reaction by the table. If you think about it, है ना, actually the normal reaction by the table is equal to weight of glass plus weight of water. You'll of course make the fair assumption कि glass का weight सब same ही है ना, वो of course we're going to assume कि glass का weight same है. So it actually this depends only on the weight of water. It depends only on the weight of water. In fact, weight is density into volume. So this depends on the volume of water. This depends on volume of water. Does not depend on the height. इसको height से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Okay, because you need to understand, है ना, some of you must have imagined कि जो normal reaction बेस पे लगा रहा है, टेबल बेस पे लगा रहा है, उतना ही फोर्स पानी बेस पे लगा रहा है. That's not true. That's not true. I hope you can understand that, है ना, because यहाँ पे जो normal reaction लग रहा है ना, पानी actually, if you think about it, if you look at the base is not an isolated system. बेस पे बचा हुआ पोर्शन भी तो कुछ फोर्स लगा सकता है. बचा हुआ पोर्शन भी बेस को, है ना, ऊपर नीचे खींच सकता है. बेस इज कनेक्टेड विद द वॉल्स. सो जस्ट सेइंग कि नॉर्मल रिएक्शन इज इक्वल टू फोर्स ऑन द बेस, दैट्स रॉन्ग. Normal reaction and the force in the base need not be the same. What are you taking as your system? If you're taking the base as your system, only water and table are not applying forces. The walls are also applying forces on the base. The wall is joined to the base. अंदर से वो force लगाएगा. If you take the entire thing as a system, life becomes easy. Because if you take the entire thing as your system, normal is weight of glass plus water. So normal depends on volume, because volume के साथ साथ weight बढ़ता है. You need to realize it does not directly depend on the shape. As long as volume is fixed, this is fixed. As long as this is fixed, this is fixed. Yeah. So shape actually directly matter नहीं करता है. Volume fixed है तो ऐसा हो जाएगा. Similarly यहाँ पे भी इधर height fixed है तो ये सही रहेगा, ये सही है, बेस का एरिया सही है तो ये सही है, ये फिक्स्ड है. ठीक है. सो शेप इज एन इनडायरेक्ट इफेक्ट. अब देखो शेप का इफेक्ट कैसे लेके आना है. जस्ट maybe I'll come back to this page just to quickly answer. In the first case, when we filled to the same height, when you try filling this to the same height, you can imagine that because you're filling to the same height and because the base area is the same, the vessels are not going to contain equal amount of water, है ना, especially since you're filling to the same height. Which is going to contain the most amount of water? Obviously the third case, because it's getting wider as we go up. Yeah, it's getting wider as we go up. So definitely in the third case, if I were to give this names 1, 2 and 3, in the third case, volume is greater. So because volume is greater in the third case and height is the same in the third case, sorry क्या बोल रहा हूँ, height same height तक भर दिया है, but volume is greatest for 3, least for 1. So with that we can conclude the answer to the first question, which only depended on height, was F1 is F2 is F3. But the answer to the second question, where it only depended on volume, was normal for the third is greater than normal for the second, greater than normal for the first. Because bigger picture, normal कर क्या रहा है? Object का weight balance कर रहा है, उतना ही कर रहा है normal. Yeah, so individually think of this. It's okay if you interchange some values while answering the question, that's fine. Just cross check and make sure ki you thought the right thing. Make sure you were able to identify ki normal only depends on weight and therefore only depends on volume, whereas force on the base only depends on height. Same volume तक जब बनने जाओगे तो actually क्या होगा, same volume तक बनने जाओगे तो you'll find कि because the first vessel has a narrow top and given that the base of everyone is the same, है ना, since this has a narrow top, यहाँ पे पानी काफी ऊपर तक आ जाएगा. But in the next case, पानी थोड़ा नीचे रहेगा. Can you visualize that? And in the last case, because it's getting wider, you don't need to go high. You're getting the same volume because the area is increasing. So in the last case, your height will be even lesser. So now you know what depends on height. So you can answer this. Because H3 is the least and because H1 is the most, the answer to the first question will be F1 greater than F2 greater than F3. By the way, this question type is also quite common. Okay, I've seen it appear several times in any practice test. Whereas the second one, volume, by definition, we have given the same volume. And that was the instruction. So in this case, volume is the same. So the quantity which depends on volume, yani ki apna normal reaction, that will be the same. All right. Any doubts? With this, I'm confirming that we have finished the chapter. Okay? Sorry, we could not discuss the HCV today, but I think there's some important questions which we really had to see. Next class, definitely HCV discuss karenge. Okay? And next class HCV agar ho gaya, to fir we will start properties of matter. Okay? Any doubt in this? Kisi ko nahi samjha? Is the full chapter, of course the full chapter is coming for TWT. Full chapter मतलब ये आज तक जो किया है. If you're wondering, again, if your doubt is surface tension coming, is viscosity coming, then the answer is no. All right, so we normally follow HCV's chapter division and we consider viscosity and surface tension to be a part of properties of matter. So if you're wondering about that, that is not coming. We'll start that nonetheless. अच्छा, इधर क्या कुछ गड़बड़ दिख रहा है क्या? सेम वॉल्यूम H1 ज्यादा होगा तो सही है ना, F1 is greater than F2 greater than F3. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? यहाँ पे कुछ और बोला था क्या? बी फर्स्ट वन, तो लिखने का तरीका उल्टा है, बट बी वही आंसर. Okay, cool, good, Shivank. Is properties of matter lengthier? Is it lengthier? अरे इसके जैसे ही है. Isn't 1B 1 lesser than 2 lesser than 3? Isn't 1B? Let's think. B is what? Filled to this with the same volume. So if I fill it with the same volume, naturally ऐसा दिखेगा. Okay, and then naturally height water gets filled up to, in case 1 will be the greatest. So because H1 is greater, force on the base is greater. नहीं, प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मैटर, ड्यूअल नेचर ऑफ मैटर वो सब नहीं, वो मॉडर्न फिजिक्स है. properties of matter में we'll have like we'll study what happens when we extend a rod. So we apply a force on a rod, तो rod का length कैसे बढ़ता है या shape कैसे deform होता है. So that'll be properties of solid, where you look at terms like Young's modulus वगैरह. And then we'll have properties of liquids. We'll start with liquids because it will be connected to this. उसमें you'll have viscosity and surface tension. Okay. Done. Yeah, done. Wednesday we'll discuss the homework doubts. हाँ, क्या डाउट है? B1 नहीं समझा. B में क्या है? पहले ये समझा क्या? B1 ये समझा कि 1 only depends on height. Force on the base is pressure into area. Pressure is rho g h. हाँ, तो only depends on height. Area same रखा है तो only depends on height. वो मन में बिठा दे. अब B में क्या हो रहा है? B में हम सेम वॉल्यूम भर रहे हैं. तो तुम सेम वॉल्यूम भरने जाओगे, है ना? इफ यू थिंक अबाउट दिस, इनफैक्ट इफ आई draw the glasses one on top of each other, their area is the same. Yes, Wednesday all fluid mech HCD doubts. And if you want some other doubts, then make sure you post it one day in advance on the group so that other students can attempt it also, है ना? So then it will be relevant discussion for them. कुछ और पूछना है वो भी चलेगा. Post it on the group and say, guys, attempt this. I'll ask in class. Okay? हाँ, तो यार जो ये पूछ रहा है साहिल, एक मिनट. हाँ साहिल, you can unmute.
So,
हाँ,
तो फर्स्ट वन का एरिया लोअर पार्ट में वाइडर है तो उसमें एच कम होना चाहिए ना?
नहीं, एरिया सबका सेम है. बेस का एरिया सबका सेम है.
नहीं सर, एज वी गो मतलब हाइट एच पे तो एरिया मतलब एरिया नहीं
हाँ, वो कम
नैरो
हो.
होते जा रहा है ना सर, तो हाइट ज्यादा होना चाहिए.
हाँ, तो
हाइट
ज्यादा
कम
होना
होना
चाहिए.
चाहिए ना सर?
अरे क्या बोल रहा है? सेम अमाउंट ऑफ पानी तुम इसमें भरोगे और इसमें भरोगे, किसमें सेम अमाउंट ऑफ पानी ज्यादा हाइट तक राइज करेगा? जो वाइडर है उसका एरिया ज्यादा है, एवरेज एरिया. सो वाटर विल राइज टू अ स्मॉलर हाइट. वॉल्यूम सेम है, समझ रहा? क्वांटिटी सेम है. इमेजिन दिस ना, लाइक यार तेरे पास एक टेस्ट ट्यूब है, एक बकेट है ना? दोनों में सेम वॉल्यूम ऑफ पानी डाला, किसमें हाइट ज्यादा होगा? टेस्ट ट्यूब में ज्यादा होगा ना?
यस.
ठीक है, बिकॉज इट्स गेटिंग नैरोअर. सो एज इट गेट्स नैरोअर, सेम वॉल्यूम के लिए हाइट विल हैव टू बी मोर. वॉल्यूम इज एवरेज एरिया इनटू हाइट. एवरेज एरिया कम है तो हाइट ज्यादा है, एवरेज एरिया ज्यादा है तो हाइट कम है. क्लियर हुआ क्या डाउट? ओके, चलो बाय. काउंटर इंट्यूटिव क्यों? तो विजुलाइज कर लो ना. आई थिंक मुझे इंट्यूटिव दिख रहा है. I can imagine if I open these walls. अरे should imagine ये वॉल को खोला, वॉल को बाहर की तरफ खोला, पानी नीचे जाएगा. वॉल को ऐसा अंदर की तरफ लाया, हाँ, यू स्क्वीज द वॉल्स इन, पानी ऊपर आएगा, वॉल्यूम सेम रखोगे तो। एक मिनट, अनम्यूट कर ले।
So I was saying that if equal volumes of water are poured into the three vessels, it was counterintuitive because the first vessel has apparently, if we just see the figure, even though the base area is same, so the bottom part of the first vessel is wider initially in comparison to the other two.
That is ignoring area being the same. तू area ignore कर रहा है, तू, your mind is imagining a situation where the top area is the same. That's also question type. अब अगर top area same रखा, then definitely in this shape as opposed to this shape, in the first kind of shape, if the top area is the same, then volume है ना, then will be the reverse.
Yes, sir.
तो मतलब तू बोल रहा है एरिया नीचे का सेम है, बट योर माइंड इज जस्ट विजुअलाइजिंग द टॉप एरिया बीइंग द सेम. वो भी
Okay.
क्वेश्चन होता है, कभी टॉप एरिया सेम रखते हैं, तो यू हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर एनीथिंग. बेस
Okay.
एरिया सेम रखा तो आंसर इसकी तरह होगा. टॉप एरिया सेम रखा तो देन व्हाट यू आर सेइंग कि है ना, पहला शेप में कम हाइट रहेगा और दूसरा शेप में ज्यादा हाइट रहेगा.
So this implies that I saying that it is counterintuitive just because I was visualizing it in the wrong way.
हाँ, या you are not visualizing this case, you are visualizing another case.
Okay, sir. So उस केस के भी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं एग्जाम में.
हाँ, क्या है, मतलब यही तो है. जैसे अब परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन से सवाल तो कुछ भी बन सकता है. वी कांट कवर ऑल टाइप्स. वो भी आ सकता है, इंस्टेड ऑफ बेस एरिया ऊपर वाला एरिया दे दिया. फंडा इज ऑन पेज 79. फोर्स डिपेंड्स ऑन हाइट, नॉर्मल रिएक्शन बाय द टेबल डिपेंड्स ऑन वॉल्यूम. बाकी लॉजिकली सोचना है. ऊपर का एरिया फिक्स रखा and you're pouring into these shapes. If you're pouring the same volume, then it's going to rise to different heights in these shapes.
Yes.
And if you're pouring in part A, bhi ulta ho jayega. You're giving the same height, this shape will have the least volume if the top area is the same.
Yes. Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. तो साइल का भी वही रहेगा. Bye.